Hi everybody, and welcome to the first ever podcast episode of VUP, Very Unimportant People, where two very unimportant people discuss some opinions that are very important to us.
This is the podcast where we give you opinions that nobody asked for on topics that likely no one cares about.
Before you think about making fun of us, don't worry, we got you. We're here to make fun of ourselves so you don't have to.
Each week, we'll present an opinion or a few opinions about a useless topic, and we will either fight each other about it or we'll pretend that we're fighting you. So whether we agree or disagree, there will always be a fight.
We feel that the world has forgotten what opinions you can and cannot fight about, so we are here to remind you.
I'm Courtney, and I'm stuck on an island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
And I'm Lidia, and I just got fired last week. And we are your hosts. And we are your hosts. Oh my god, well, that was an amazing setup.
Okay, maybe you should just say it. Go ahead.
Okay. And we are your hosts.
So let's jump into it. I don't even know what opinion you're doing this week, so I'm excited to hear it. Do you want me to start then?
Sure.
All right.
That's good.
Are you ready for my opinion?
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
So I've been saving this one up for a while. I feel like the first time I said this opinion out loud was at Carleton when we were roommates. And I remember you being like, you should make a Twitter just to put that comment on. And I've been saving it up since then. So I feel like it's a good one to start with. So my opinion is that Sharpay is the real victim of High School Musical. I know that we think that Troy and Gabriella have such a beautiful love story, but it's bullshit. I don't stand for it. So first of all, both Sharpay and Ryan have dedicated their whole lives to acting. They have been in acting classes since they were little. They want acting careers. Like, they're literally trying to set up their lives. And they clearly worked on their auditions for weeks. They had a whole musical number that was choreographed. They had set design. They had costumes. They had it dancing. They were ready to go. And then Troy and Gabriella walk in after rehearsals are over. Like, they miss rehearsals. Nobody's there. And they like
weren't supposed to get that chance.
No, they weren't. Like, what's her name? What's the music teacher's name?
She just reminds Mrs. Duffy, our high school drama teacher. Yeah. We'll call her Mrs. Duffy.
Okay, so, and then, like, if Mrs. Duffy wasn't there, they wouldn't have gotten that chance. Like, if she didn't decide to stick around, if whatever happened that day that made her stay late didn't happen, they wouldn't have gotten the chance because they showed up late. Troy is still in his basketball uniform.
Ugh, so unprofessional.
And they just like pick up a sheet of music and they're like, la, 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 and they're like, you got the part. You got the part. You did not prepare. You came late, but you got the part. And like, they don't even want to pursue a career in acting. They just like think it's fun. And I think that Troy is truly just there to get the girl. You know, they're like playing with this opportunity. And Sharpay and Ryan are trying to build a professional career. Like, they're not fucking around. They're here for business. And Troy and Gabriella just simply aren't.
Or Sharpay and Ryan. They worked so hard to get to where they are. And just to get completely swept away by two people who don't even care about theater. I'm honestly.
Yeah, they're just like, you know, we're here for fun. Nobody wants us to be here. We don't want to be here. But we're going to take away the opportunity from people who actually wanted it.
Shame.
And it is, and I think it just teaches you that talent gets you everywhere in life and hard work gets you just like nowhere. You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
That is not the lesson we should be teaching kids.
That is not the lesson we should be teaching kids. And I don't get the hype around High School Musical for that very reason. I guess movies 2 and 3. You know, I feel like Troy and Gabriella kind of graduate onto maybe wanting more with like the whole singing and acting thing. But if we just stopped after movie 1, it would be a horrible, horrible lesson.
Yeah, it would be. Those poor kids, man. They did not deserve it. And they got painted in such a negative light. Like, just because Sharpay was a little bit ditzy, just because she had an awesome locker that was completely pink and had like mirrors and, okay, she used 2 lockers and stole someone else's locker to make a giant one for herself. But like, actors need their space. They need to be able to participate in life to the level of Sharpay Evans. That is what everybody wants. And I totally agree with you. I hope that after the movies, she went on and had a very successful career. The Sharpay.
I feel like we're just hating on like a strong woman who knows what she wants. She knows what she's here for. She knows where she's going. And somehow that makes her the villain of the entire High School Musical franchise.
Was this movie directed and produced by men? Just wondering.
I'm starting to think so. It sounds like it. All right. So it was directed by 4 men. So I think that just like
that explains something. Here on Seriously Not That Serious, we don't like to get too in depth on political or any opinions that may be controversial.
True.
We're just giving you, the viewers, the facts, you know, and you can infer whatever you want from them.
Is a movie being directed by 4 men that frame a woman as a villain a bad thing? I don't know. You can decide.
Like, you have science, Gabriella. Doing good. You're going to make more money in science.
Yeah, you're
anyway.
like a smart lady.
Yeah, like, why are you pushing yourself to try to get into this career that you just decided you wanted over summer break when you met
I feel like it's like a resume grab. She's like, I can put this on my resume for college applications when I apply for my science program.
How rude. Just
to build the resume, just to fill the resume, where like that needs to be front and center on Sharpay's resume. She needs that. She wants to go to Juilliard. She needs it.
Dude, that's so fucked up. Oh my god. I can't believe we were watching that as little kids too. Like, we were just like watching it and thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Like, I remember going to birthday parties and trying to learn the dances from them. And like, Troy and Gabriella were front and center. Like, I don't think maybe there was one dance that Sharpay was teaching us, but it was always like Troy and Gabriella doing like the wildcats and like swinging their arms around and shit like that. They didn't even get the recognition after the movie.
No, they didn't. Yeah,
Troy
and Gabriella do not deserve that movie. Yeah, Bop to the Top. So good. And the whole audition with the finger snapping,
with the hands in the curtain.
So good.
Oh, so good, dude. And they have the disco ball. They even have flies, okay? As a theater professional, I have to tell you that flying in a disco ball, you have to hire a whole other person to do that. And all they do is stand around for the entire show, and then they have their one moment where they fly down the disco ball and fly it back up. But because it's a high-risk job that not a lot of people know how to do, / it's like this whole union thing where other people don't want to touch other people's jobs, so like you stick to what you're doing. You need to hire a trained professional to do that.
That's crazy for that one thing, just to like lower the ball. And then, wow.
Yep.
Could you imagine if that was your job? Just like on LinkedIn?
Pretty bored.
But like, what's your title?
Pull rope.
Pull rope?
No, it's called flies, but like you just like pull the rope down and like pull it on the other side to like move the thing in and out. But it's just like a complicated system. It's a complicated pulley system. So that's why like you have to be so like experienced, because you have to have like working at heights to be able to like climb the ladder all the way to the top, put new weights on and shit like that, and like take them off and go back down. Gabriella simply did not have the budget.
She didn't have the talent.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe she can sing. But that's where it stops. She can't act. She can't dance.
And you know what's even worse too is that Troy was her sidekick, and Troy wasn't even like singing in it. You know what I mean? Like what's his name? What's the actor's name again?
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. Zac Efron wasn't even really singing.
He wasn't?
Dig. No, it was a totally different guy. Yeah, like there was this whole conspiracy. When they went on their like live tour, and people were like, yeah, like go see High School Musical live. Like people were so excited to see Zac Efron and didn't read too deeply into it because I guess nobody knew actor names back then. And like all these little like 13, 14, 15-year-olds like got to go to this super fun show, and I was so jealous that I didn't get to go. And then they told me that Zac Efron wasn't there.
That's so stupid. And that's how you know that Troy was not deserving of that part. They didn't even bother to cast an actor that could sing.
Yes. Didn't even do
like I feel like that should have been like the number one priority. If you're making a movie about a musical, about the lead of a musical, I feel like that person should be able to sing. But no, the movie wasn't about the musical.
they just did whatever they could to get him in it. They were just like, who
They're
cares
like-
about the rest of the cast? We need this kid, Zac Efron. Like, he wasn't even that famous then. He had like one role in like freaking Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I think that's very wrong.
I don't know.
For the benefit of the audience, me and Courtney did not grow up with TV. We're out of the loop on a lot of things.
We are. Did you not have Family Channel either as a child?
No.
Oh.
Oh no. Disney. I didn't have Disney, and people were like
either.
driven insane by that.
That's how you
So I
build
never
character.
I totally
Unpopular
agree.
opinion. You don't need Family
Look
Channel.
at where we are now. Yeah, and for one moment in time, you get to be like a main character when you're like, oh, I've never actually seen Wizards of Waverly Place. People are like, no way.
You get to be that like unique off-brand person where you're like, oh,
Right.
never heard of it actually.
There are better things to do with your time. Nah, just kidding. I watched a lot of cartoons.
Same. It was a lot of like Fairly Odd Parents. That's the only one I can remember from YTV is Fairly Odd Parents. I don't think I watched as much TV when I was little as I do now. I think I'm making up for it now.
Me too. I watched like Treehouse. I loved Treehouse. Was that your cat?
That was my cat. I was hoping that no one would be able to hear that, but it was very wrong. That's Zola. She's the main character of her own story.
She really wants to be a part of our podcast. I feel like everyone who's anyone has a podcast these days.
I was thinking about this the other day. I can't think of any famous podcasters who were made famous from podcasting. It's just like famous people who made a podcast. But then again, I was like, podcasters are only going to be famous to their own audience, you know? We're either very off-brand or very on-brand.
Oh, we do have that one YouTube video that we filmed from
We have a YouTube video?
Well, kind of. It was a video of us doing each other's makeup with Crayola markers.
Is that on YouTube?
No.
Oh my god, okay, good. That would 100% like come back to haunt us. If we ever were to excel in our lives and be known on like a public level, that would be the one thing. That would be our scandal, would be that video.
People would
I
be
feel like it wasn't that bad. It was just like really poorly done.
Yeah. You know what people would cancel us for? Disrespecting the makeup community. They'd be like, how dare you?
100%. Makeup
is an art. It is an art form. You took Crayola fucking markers, painted them all over your face, and think you're an MUA?
I feel like the whole video was just like performance art. It was a comment on the makeup industry. Do you want to jump into your opinion? I feel like you reacted very well to mine. I was very impressed with what you brought to that. I don't know if I'll be as good, but
I'm sweating a lot, so I'm glad you
try.
like it.
You know what? If you're listening to this now, consider yourselves lucky. This could have gone nowhere. If you're listening to this now, it means it went well. So we did good. Congratulate us for doing okay.
Leave a comment, subscribe, like. Imagine if we get a sponsor.
That'd be so cool. Imagine if people send us free stuff to try out.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
That's my dream. That is my absolute dream. That is my goal for this podcast. I just want someone to send me something free.
Just putting it
business
into the
though,
universe.
not just a random person, a business. Send us free stuff.
And we'll wear it on our show.
Yeah. You'll never see it because it's a podcast, but you'll know it's there.
Wearing it.
You'll know it's there.
Welcome to the second half of the podcast. I would like to tell you all that I am a Libra and Courtney doesn't care. And basically, I am a believer in horoscopes. And I think that even if they aren't real, they bring something really valid to the table. And they bring you some introspection on yourself, something to learn about yourself, you know? But I'm going to start this part off with saying that horoscopes are based on real facts about where the planets were located at a certain point, like in time, which is your birthday. You know what I mean? So like that's hard proof evidence. Like you can't deny that the planets are real, unless you can, then that's a whole different thing. But you can't deny that the planets are located in a certain way.
Okay, you're saying that it's based on real scientific facts. I agree with that. I agree that horoscopes are based on like where the sun and the moon and whatever, the position of everything when you were born. I just don't understand how that translates in any way to your personality or your characteristics.
I think that at some point somebody had started to decide that certain people who are born like during a certain time of month maybe have like similar characteristics, or like something that could be like grouped into one specific group, and that's why they decided to like turn it into this like personality assessment of someone. And that brings me to another point, which is that personality assessments are like totally valid in today's like day and age. Like there's the Myers-Briggs personality assessments, which like place you into different assessments based on questions that you've answered and based on your work ethic and stuff like that. And people will take those opinions of some random internet test and let it completely decide their personal life, their career path, like everything about themselves, which is the same thing people do with horoscopes. So I don't really think there's any harm in like believing that your horoscope can help guide you and can help with your career and your personal life.
I have a few problems with horoscopes. The first one is that I think horoscopes just set out a bunch of very general characteristics that most people in some way would be like, oh, I could see myself as that. You know, they're like characteristics that everyone wants to be. Mm-hmm. It's like outgoing, creative, critical thinker, sociable. Like those are things that everyone wants to be. So everyone wants to believe that they are those things. So when you see your horoscope, when it's like, if you're born in this month, you have these characteristics. Like if you switched up the characteristics and the months, everyone would still be like, oh yeah, that's 100% me. That's the first problem I have. I think that they're just very general characteristics that everybody wants to be. So it works. None of them are bad things.
Okay, possibly. But have you ever looked at your horoscope and like straight up decided that you don't agree with something that it says? For me, at the beginning, I so badly wanted to believe that horoscopes were real that I would read mine over and over and over again and be like, yes, that's me. Yes, that's me. And then for some of them, I wouldn't say straight up no, but I would be like, that's not really me. Like, that doesn't really sound like something I would do. Like, have you ever just chosen that? You're like, no, I don't agree with that at all. Like, that's not my personality. And so I'm throwing horoscopes out, and I don't think that it's real at all.
I can't say I have.
Oh, okay. I think I'm starting to understand.
I don't read my horoscope that often. Only very occasionally, because I think it's bullshit.
Okay, so you have an issue with like, the idea as itself, not like the horoscopes, but like with the system as a whole.
With the whole thing.
I see.
I also think that if there were characteristics that were distinct enough to, you know, like match to certain months or whatever, I feel like I would notice it more. I feel like I know that people who know horoscopes will be like, oh, she's a Gemini, oh, she's a Cancer. But I feel like in my life, I would have people in my head and I'd be like, oh yeah, those people are obviously born in this month because they are this way. But I don't think it's a thing.
Like, I don't have a whole bunch of research on like where the zodiacs come from or like how it all started or anything like that. But I think it was just as like an oldest version of proof that there is a higher being, because when people looked up at the sky, they saw stars and they're like, okay, well, maybe there's something else out there. Maybe there's space out there or something like that. So it was evidence that something else existed besides Earth. And so they kind of started to put meaning on where the stars are at certain points. They use it as something
all that. I think all that's very legit. I agree with you so far.
Even today, we have these ideas of manifestation where anything you put your mind to, you can do. And the universe has become a common higher being for people to subscribe to if they don't believe in God, or if they're like total atheists or something like that. Like, people still are like, okay, the power of the mind, which is therefore the power of the universe, is leading you and like telling you to do that. Okay, she just made a face.
I don't buy it. Okay, do you know my horoscope? Do you know what I am?
You're Pisces.
Okay. Do you know when Janae's birthday is? My partner, do you know his birthday?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, guess his horoscope.
Oh God.
Based on the person he is, you know, you've spent a little bit of time with him. You stayed with us for just over a week.
He has insane opinions. He would be very good on this podcast.
He will. Yeah, we'll bring him on at some point.
He's a creative thinker, for sure. He had some issues deciding on what path he wanted to take in life, but then he settled on it and he's in it 100%. I'm not a horoscopeologist. I just know I'm a Libra. Okay, I'm gonna try to guess anyways. Is he an Aries? Is his birthday in March?
No. There you go. You heard it here
I don't think that
first,
proved
folks.
anything.
I think it proved a lot. You knew very distinct markers of his personality and weren't able to correlate that to a certain month of birth.
Yeah, but it's because I don't have a pulled up chart of all the personality traits that correspond with each different.
Go ahead. You have a computer in front of you. We have the internet at our fingertips. You can use a cheat sheet. I just looked up what his horoscope was because I did not know.
Okay. Ooh, refinery. I feel like I can trust them.
What was your guess again?
I guessed Aries.
Aries, okay.
I think my second guess is Gemini.
No.
Fuck. Oh my god. What am I getting wrong here, guys?
Okay, you get one more guess. I feel like 3 guesses is
that's pretty
sufficient.
Solid.
Yeah.
Man, I wish you gave me this quiz like 2 years ago when I was really hard into zodiacs. I've recently actually fallen off quite a lot because I've kind of started to be like, I can make my own destiny.
Sure, sounds real convenient.
Swear!
Sounds convenient.
Very Pisces of you.
How? I just don't even.
You know what? It could be a good thing too because it can make excuses for the way that certain people could act.
You can't blame a bad personality on a horoscope.
It's true.
It is true. It is true. That is a pet peeve of mine when people are like, "Oh, well, I'm a Gemini, so I think you're just a dick."
Oh no, they are all kind of starting to sound the same.
There you go.
Adaptable, confident. That was all traits of 3 different signs.
There you go. This is what I'm saying.
Okay, even though I am being kicked in the butt right now by this conversation, I still think that learning about your horoscope and deciding whether you agree or not is good at building personality, and it's good at building opinions on yourself, and it's good at learning about your strengths and weaknesses. And if it does nothing else but that, I think that they are valid.
Okay, true. Okay, yes. I think that learning about yourself is always a good thing. I feel like a lot of people who use horoscopes don't use it as a tool to learn more about themselves. They don't look at the list and they're like, I agree with this and I don't agree with this. I think they're like, tell me who I am and what I should do, who I should be with, and who I should be friends with. That's the issue that I have, because I don't think any of that depends on the month that you were born in.
It sounds a little culty when you put it like that.
Thank you. It does.
Because even with regular like religions or like spiritualities, I'm not saying that horoscopes are a religion, but it's a certain set of beliefs. They don't tell you who your friends can be, you know, and they don't tell you who you can end up with and shit like that.
Exactly.
Okay, this is my last guess for Junaid. Is he a Capricorn?
No.
God. You know what? I officially quit. Thank you for coming to our first and last episode. Okay, what is he? Please tell me.
Lydia doesn't like to lose, if you can't tell. He, according to sunsigns.org, he is Aquarius.
Okay, well,
he was born on January 20th. Let's see.
Okay.
You're an excellent communicator. That is questionable. Quick temper. He's actually very tempered, so I wouldn't agree with that. A little intimidating. He could be intimidating. Humanitarian who loves helping people. I don't think it's necessarily a top priority. He's a very nice person, but I wouldn't categorize him as a humanitarian. Logical, secretive, strange creatures. Yeah. See, like... That's what I'm saying. If you aren't able to say this is a person, this is who they are, and then like 100% deduct the month that they were born in, I don't think it's true. And I think if you want to learn more about yourself, you can do that through personality tests, which don't tell you what you should be doing, which are a lot more, you know what? I'd be interested to see if they took like the results of personality tests and charted it with months that you were born in. You know?
And they could like assign you to a horoscope.
No,
That would
no.
eliminate.
No.
Oh, well, I think that's a good idea. I'm
No.
trademarking that
I
right
like
now.
I'm just to prove whether horoscopes are a thing or not, like take all the results of personality test and see if there's any correlation of the people with this result were born, you know, during this month, and the people with this result are born during this month.
That would be really interesting. And luckily,
I feel like it's probably been done and we haven't heard that it's true.
Drop the link in the comments if you have any knowledge of this idea. Yeah. Horoscopes tend to take it a step further too, where if you're not completely in agreement with your sign, you can look even deeper into it, put in the time and location you were born at, and it'll tell you your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Pluto, 8th moon, 9th moon, 4th percentile, 10th house, all this crazy ass shit that like kind of helps turn one sign into this giant personality. But now that I'm saying it out loud, it just kind of sounds like a cop-out for something that you might not agree with. And it'll like turn it into like oh, you don't agree with that aspect of your sun sign because of this aspect of your Mars sign. And it becomes so complicated that you could never figure it out completely. And you're just basically left on your own again to try to figure it all out from the top. I wonder who came up with this idea, like of horoscopes, of what personality traits are assigned with a certain month and a half. How did they put together all that information? Because they didn't even know. You know what? I think I might be starting to take back what I said at the beginning about how it's like a really old thing, because for a long time we didn't even know that like 8 planets in the solar system. How many planets are there in the solar system?
I don't know. 9?
9 planets in the solar
including
Pluto? Okay.
I don't know though. That number is
God,
the first number that came to my head. Yeah, Google it. We were correct. It's 8 or 9.
Ooh, thank God. Okay. For a long time, at the beginning of time, we're so smart.
So smart.
We didn't know that there was 8 to 9 planets in the solar system.
But I think they knew. Didn't like the Greek philosophers know? No,
I think
that Polish
Copernicus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think he actually popularized the Earth being round. I don't know if he had anything to do with planets and space.
I thought that was Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus discovered America.
I know, but wasn't that a whole thing where he was like, if I go from Europe straight across, I will hit India? Oh wait, no. Okay. That would mean the Earth is round. Wait.
So yeah, he definitely.
I feel like I have confused myself.
There's one that came before Copernicus who believed that the Earth was flat, and I think his name started with an A.
Okay.
But you know, when they started discovering planets, which was like probably within the last like 2,000 years, that's when they started to come up with this stuff, and that was when a religion already existed. So I don't really understand what the purpose of this is.
Me neither. And that's the other thing. What is the point? What does it bring you?
Just to help you get to know yourself. I think that's really what it is.
But I think that's a very smart and logical way of looking at horoscopes. But I do think that people take it a little too far. I do think that there's a lot of people that are like, who should I date? Who should I be friends with? What should I do with my life?
That is so true. But also I feel like once you subscribe to the idea of horoscopes, a couple of years ago when I was super into horoscopes, I would meet people, go along my daily life, and then like, you know, a few months later I would find out when their birthday is, and then I would be like, oh, like we're compatible on friendship. No wonder we've been getting along for these past 2 months. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting, I guess. But that's to me. There's definitely people who probably cut people out of their lives because they're like, we're not compatible. I wonder if you and Janae are compatible.
I wonder if we're compatible, like you and me.
Let's look it up. I think I've looked it up before, and we're actually not compatible at all.
That's hilarious, because you're one of my only friends.
Literally same.
I hope we're compatible. You know what? If it says that we're not compatible, I think that's just the nail in the coffin.
Okay, Libra and Pisces friendship compatibility. I just Googled it, and it says that a relationship between a Libra and a Pisces is a harmonious and well-matched combination. Oh, okay. Okay, phew, thank God. So now Courtney believes.
No. I think that's very convenient.
Oh.
But do I think it's the truth? Have I disliked people that have been born in October? Sorry, you're born in October before? I have. I feel like I have. I feel like I've disliked people that I'm supposed to like.
Oh,
You know?
It actually says some really sweet stuff about us. Ultimate power couple. Shut up, Elite Daily. Oh my God.
Okay, so maybe if this podcast does well,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll believe it. Because if we're like a power couple,
blow this up.
that will convince me.
The only thing that we have that's like not great, according to the horoscope.co, is trust and keeping secrets. It says that it's below average. So I guess that's something to think about. Yet it says that the likelihood to last in time is strong, fun and enjoyment, average, loyalty. Loyalty and
just
dependability.
Average.
Just average. Just 3 stars.
Average.
I think it's at a 6. Or no, it's at a 5. Okay, even though our trust is low, our loyalty and dependability is the strongest trait we have. So how does that make sense?
How does that work? How are you loyal and dependable, but
you can't trust each other?
It does not make sense.
The horoscope.co.
So like maybe we'll tell everybody each other's secrets, but we'll stand by each other. You know?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like Lidia killed somebody, but I support her.
Oh my god. What they have in common. They rarely fight because they don't want to. However,
I mean, we don't really fight.
Yeah. But apparently we're functioning differently and that can become a problem.
What does that mean that we're functioning differently? Like
I guess
cognitively?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe living, because I don't know, that's hard to say because I was going to say maybe it's because we're living kind of different lives. You're in a different province than I am, but everybody is living different lives. I'm not on the same path as anybody I know.
That's very true. That's a good revelation, Lidia. Welcome.
It says we both get lazy from time to time.
That's fair.
Everybody gets lazy. Oh my god, you guys. Are horoscopes bullshit?
Yes.
Oh my god. The friendship between these two can be very fruitful when their minds are working together for the same goals.
See, okay, this is why people like the horoscopes though, because they say nice things.
You feel so good.
Yeah. And I think that's where it gets you. That's why people want to believe it, because they're like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I love this. You just want to
feel good. Oh my god, horoscopes, you win.
Like they're only ever positive. They're never like, this horoscope are bad people, are liars. Because no one would ever want to think that about themselves, and it wouldn't work.
It's literally all like good stuff. And if it is a little bit bad, like being lazy, it's like both of us are lazy sometimes, but it's overcomable because at other times, you know, we're so strong and we don't hold grudges and we always give each other second chances, blah 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 blah.
It's like a job interview when your weaknesses are actually strengths.
Oh my god. You just broke my brain. That's exactly what it is. Oh my god, guys. As you can tell, I'm a Libra, very easily persuaded onto the other side.
Is that a characteristic of Libras?
Yeah. A little bit easy to manipulate. It's so sad, but I'm working on it.
Because your horoscope told you should, or?
Maybe. No. Libra as a friend. Why you only need one. Yeah, that's right. Irreplaceable.
Only have one anyways, so. It is a Libra.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I'm friends with any Libras. Like, I don't know why, but maybe Libras just can't coexist.
Maybe. I mean, I'm not friends with any Pisces, I don't think. But as I said, it's a very small population. It's a very small sample size to be going from.
Okay, lit.
I also might have to like hop out at 6 just for a few minutes, but.
Oh yeah, who's coming to your house?
A cat sitter.
A cat
I'm
sitter.
gonna show her how to feed my cats. Yeah. Since we are stuck on an island in the middle of the Pacific, my parents for Christmas got us a night away in a treehouse. It's like this like sphere that is tied
What?
into a tree, and you can like get to it via a staircase in the middle of the forest, I guess. Yeah.
When are you
It's pretty
going?
sick. We're going on the 27th.
Oh my god, that's
So yeah, we need a
amazing.
cat sitter to come watch the kitties so that we can go away. Yeah.
That sounds like so much fun.
It's gonna be pretty cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, send me so many pictures. Is it on the island?
Yes. Yeah.
That's so
Yes.
cool. We should do that this summer, maybe?
100%. When you come live here, yeah.
Yes, dude. Actually, okay, I need to update you real quick on my life. So,
Okay, yeah.
apparently the theater is going to be open this summer, and I got my
okay.
job back.
Oh,
Right?
yay.
Yay! But the whole reason that I got the job in the first place was because I wanted to like work together with Kayla, but Kayla's position got cut because they couldn't afford to keep her. So then it was going to be just me going on my own, which is like not something that I wanted just because of my experience in Muskoka. I don't want to like. And there's like no mountains, like there's nothing like you can do individually,
no
like
ocean.
exactly,
The
like going
orcas, the whales.
right. Moving to Tofino would be a totally different experience for the summer. Like because I would have so much stuff that I could do on my own. I would have a friend who lives only 4 hours away.
Only 4 hours.
So I'm applying to Tofino in the next like couple days.
Oh
and
my
I'm gonna see
god.
if I could get in. Yeah.
I didn't think wow. Okay. I'm so excited.
Me too, dude.
If my classes are online, I'm gonna come stay with you for a very long time and very often. Go surfing.
I want to learn how to surf really badly. I want to try to apply for front desk, I think. And then I have experience in the recreation department, so I could also try to do that. But I'm worried that the recreation in Muskoka was a lot easier than it is in Victoria.
In Tofino, not even Victoria. Well, I'm excited for you.
Me too.
I wish you the best because I want to also spend the summer in Tofino.
Yeah.
That'd be
my god, maybe I could get you a discount on a hotel room and like you and Janaid could have a romantic little getaway.
Okay. I'm into it. Yeah. I feel like I would move to Tofino if it wasn't so isolated. Like if it didn't take me 4 hours to get to the biggest city, the next biggest city, I feel like I'd do it.
Yeah,
but I just feel like I think in the summer it's fine. I think in the summer it's very like pop in, hip, happen in place. But I think once like the surf season and the tourist season ends, it just like completely dies. So I feel like that's when I'd really struggle there. But maybe I wouldn't.
Right?
Because
that's what I'm thinking too. Like I've been having a lot of experience with like being on my own in quarantine. So I think
I've been isolated for a while and I'm doing okay, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going.
I have my
crazy.
sanity.
Okay.
We're in two very different places, apparently. That was podcast episode number 1. We did it. If anyone's there, thank you.
Oh my god. No one ever told me that the ending would be the hardest part.
The conclusion is always the hardest part. Even when you're like writing a paper, conclusion is always the hardest. It's hard to wrap it all together. What did we learn?
What did we learn? We learned that we have opinions.
We do. We have opinions.
About stuff that isn't really that groundbreaking. But we listened to each other. We cared about the other person's opinion. And we're still friends.
We're still friends. It's okay, guys. You can disagree about things and still like each other. If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, if you have any opinions of your own, which I hope you do, you can find us on Instagram at very unimportant people, and that's very.unimportant.people. You gotta follow us on Instagram, Lydia. There are 2 hosts here, and we only have 1 follower.
You're right. It should be 50-50.
We have to believe it. We gotta believe in ourselves before anyone else will believe in us.
You're totally right.
Or you can email us at hatersclickhere. We accept hate mail, love mail, all kinds of mail. Any mail would be good. Please follow us if you go to Instagram. And tune in next time and hang out with us again.
We're so excited. Thank you. Bye. Have a great evening. Have a great time. Have a great life.
Yeah, just have great.
Have a great.
That should just be our outro every time. Just have a great.
I love that.
And then just a little bit of silence and then it ends.
Have a great.